Hello everyone, myself Tanvi Patel, working as Assistant Professor in Computer Engineering Department in Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject is Effective Technical Communication and the subject code is 313004. Today we are going to study about dynamics of communication. First of all, you have to know that what is effective technical communication. Effective means productive, powerful, valuable and beneficial. Technical means practical and scientific. And communication means exchange of information by speaking, writing or using some other medium. These are the outlines of our presentation. Introduction to effective technical communication, meaning of communication, definition of communication and process of communication. First is introduction to effective technical communication. In order to make communication effective, certain principles should be followed. The 7 C's of effective communications are completeness, conciseness, consideration, clarity, concertness, courtesy and correctness. So first one is completeness. The communication must be complete. It should convey all facts required by the audience. Means the communication which you provide between the audience and you, that should be complete. It should not be incomplete, so that the audience can know what you want to convey to them. The sender of the message must take into consideration the receiver's mindset and convey the message accordingly. The sender who is sending the message, he should know how the receiver will understand his message. A complete communication has following features. Complete communication develops and enhances reputation of an organization. What you convey, that will be reputed to the receiver, so that the organization from where you are conveying the message, that should be reputed. Moreover, they are cost saving as no crucial information is missing and no additional cost is incurred in conveying extra message. A complete communication always gives additional information wherever required. Complete communication helps in better decision making. Means if you complete your communication with the audience, then he or she can take better decision to take your product or to buy your product. It pursues the audience. Next is conciseness. Conciseness means wordiness. That is communicating what you want to convey in least possible words. The following features are: it is both time saving as well as cost saving. It underlines and highlights the main message as it avoids using excessive and needless words. Concise communication provides short and essential message in limited words to the audience. Concise message is non-repetitive in nature. They are not being repeated. Third one is consideration. Consideration implies stepping into the shoes of others. Effective communication must take the audience into consideration. Means you have to know what the audience want from you. Then you can go and convey to the audience. So you should be considered about what they want, what their mindset is telling you. Make an attempt to imagine your audience, their requirements, emotions as well as problems. The features are: empathize on you approach. Means you should know that you are you, how you can convey the message to the audience. Empathize with the audience and exhibit interest in the audience. This will simulate a positive reaction from the audience. Empathize on what is possible rather than what is impossible. Fourth one is clarity. Clarity implies emphasizing on a specific path or goal at a time rather than trying to achieve too much at once. Means you should perfectly know what is your goal and how to achieve your goal. Clarity communication has following features. It makes understanding easier. Complete clarity of thought and ideas enhances the meaning of message. Means if your idea is clear, then the message which you want to convey will be perfectly clear. Clear message makes use of exact, appropriate and constant words. Next is concreteness. Concreteness communication implies being particular and clear rather than fuzzy and general. Concreteness strengthens the confidence. The following features are: it is supported with specific facts and figures. It makes use of words that are clear and that build the reputation. Concept message are not misinterpreted. Next is courtesy. Courtesy in message implies the message should show the sender's expression as well as show respect the receiver. Means the sender who is conveying the message, that should be expressed, and the receiver who is receiving the message, he should respect the message and the expression which the sender wants to convey. The sender of the message should be sincerely polite, judicious and enthusiastic. Features are: courtesy implies taking into consideration both viewpoints as well as feeling of the receiver of the message. It makes use of term showing respect for the receiver of the message. It is not all biased. Next is correctness. Correctness in communication implies that there are no grammatical errors in communication. If you convey any message, then there should be no grammatical error so that the receiver can understand your message easily. Features are: the message is exact, correct and well timed. If the communication is correct, it boosts up the confidence level. Means if your communication is perfect and correct, then your confidence level will be grown up. Correct message has greater impact on the audience or reader. It checks for the precision and accurateness of facts and figures used in the message. It makes use of appropriate and correct language in the message. Now next is meaning of communication. The term communication is derived from the Latin word communis, which means to make common or to transmit or to impart. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place or one person or a group to another. Here you can see in figure how the person is communicating with each other. Next is definition of communication by different persons. By Newman and Summer, it is an exchange of facts, ideas, opinions or emotions by two or more persons. In Oxford Dictionary, it is the activity or process of expressing ideas and feelings or giving people information. Next, by Peter Little, it is the process by which information is transmitted between individuals or the organizations so that an understanding response result will be generated. Now, next is process of communication. It requires two persons to complete communication. A sender and a receiver are inevitable element of the process of communication. If we do communication, then two persons will be required so that the communication will be possible, and it is incomplete until the response or reply based on proper understanding is available, and the response which is given by the receiver, that should be proper so that the sender who has sent the message can completely understand that he has received his message. Next, you can see over here the process of communication. The sender who is sending the message, which is encoded, it is passed between the channel and it is being decoded by the receiver. The receiver who has received the perfect message, he gets feedback to the sender so that the sender knows that the receiver has perfectly decoded his or her message. Next, first one is the sender. A sender is a person who encodes and sends the message to the expected receiver through an appropriate channel. The message is sent between the appropriate channel in the environment to the receiver. A sender is the source of the message that is generated to be delivered to the receiver after appropriate stimulus. Next is the message. A message is the content of communication and may contain verbal, non-verbal or symbolic language. Perception and personal factors of the sender and receiver may sometimes distort this element, and the intended outcome of communication may not be achieved. If any problem occurs in the medium, then the message which is passed to the receiver, that will be not same which the sender has sent. For example, the same message may be communicated or perceived differently by two individuals. Next is the channel. A channel is a medium through which a message is sent or received between two or more people. Several channels can be used to send or receive the message, that is seeing, hearing, touching, smelling and tasting. While selecting channel of communication, several factors must be considered. They are availability of channel, purpose, suitability, types of receivers, types of message, preference of senders and receivers, communication skill, cost, etc. The classification of channels are visual channel, auditory channel, tactile channel and combined channel. Next is the receiver. A receiver is an individual or a group of individuals intended to receive, decode and interpret the message sent by the sender or the source of message. A receiver is also called as a decoder who decodes the message sent by the sender. He is expected to have the ability and skill to receive, decode and interpret the message. The receiver who is at the another end, he should be able and have the skill to decode the message which is sent by the sender through the channel. Next is feedback. It is a written message sent by the receiver to the sender. Means the message which the sender has sent to the receiver, he received the message, he decoded the message and he sends back the feedback that he has received what the sender has sent the message. It is most essential element of the communication process as it shows that the receiver has understood the primary message sent by the sender and the communication process is now considered complete. Once the receiver sends back the feedback to the sender, then the communication process is successfully completed. This feedback could be verbal or non-verbal message. So, what we have studied today, we have studied about the communication process, definition and how the communication takes place between two people. Thank you.